Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, June 17th. Happy Friday, everybody. It is 6:20 right now, so the market's going to open in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we will get started with our session for the day as we wrap up the trading week. So I got that set up there. A couple more things here to update real quick. One last thing, and we should be good to go. All right, cool. Let me send this link out to you guys here in the premium real quick, so you guys can start joining. Looks good. There we go. I'll give it a few minutes for people to make their way in. As people start to join, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up the liquidity here on the 1 minute. Take this off initially, just to clean everything up here. All right, so let me zoom out for 1 second. All right, I'm gonna keep going down these lower time frames to continue marking up the liquidity here. It's good. Couple more levels. There, 10 minute. There we go with that. 5 minute, then the 1 minute. And we should be good. One minute. And I think we should be good. All right, that looks about it. So all liquidity markup here on the 1 minute is good to go. Zoom out a little bit. Re-enable everything real quick. And it looks good. All right, cool. So there goes liquidity there on the 1 minute. Looks like about half of you guys are here. So good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, June 17th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and finish marking up the liquidity here on the 10 minute. And then once we're all done with that, we can get started with our analysis for this morning. So let's see who's here so far. So good morning, Miles. Good morning, Marley. Happy Friday. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Akil. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Denzel. Good morning, Fahad. Good morning, Stern. Good morning, Al. Good morning, everybody. So hopefully everyone had a great week so far. I sure did. It was a pretty solid week overall. even with like all of the crazy things happening throughout the market. Right now, Powell is speaking, so we have to be a bit careful with our entries here. I think the market's going to be a bit crazy on open. I will show you guys the news that I just saw on CNBC, which is kind of hinting that I think price is going to continue dropping because CNBC just reported that there should be a bounce. Typically, when CNBC reports something, it's too late. The bounce has already happened. So we should anticipate the opposite of actually happening. So we'll see how that goes. And overall, I think price is going to continue dropping as we close out this trading week. But you guys will see for yourself when the market does open. And, the analysis usually does play out fine. So got this marked up over here. Everything for the most part looks good. 1 hour over here. Uh, 30-minute. Uh, 15 and then the 10, which should be good. Goes 15 out of 10. And I think we're good. All right, so other than that, I think we're good for right now with marking up liquidity. So let's take a look at the analysis of the market real quick. So currently right now, retail sentiment is 72% long, indicating that we should be looking for sells here with regard to retail sentiment. Looking over here at the pre-market fundamentals, they're currently only up about 40, 50 points. So it's not up very high. I can see this pushing to the downside. Other than that, there's 5 things to know before the stock market opens Friday. For right here, it says Wall Street set to bounce, but still tracking for a terrible week. Also, S&P 500 on course for the worst week since the pandemic was declared. So this is just the market conditions this week are just as bad as COVID week. So other than that, since they're saying it's going to bounce, I think it's going to keep dropping. Typically, this news is just a little too late. You can see the bounce already happened during Lenin session right here, and then it started dropping already. So I think it's going to continue dropping, but we'll see what happens there. It actually just hit liquidity right now off this 10-minute liquidity we just drew. It's too late to enter, but it did just hit that liquidity point. So, and again, right here on the 1 minute, it's area liquidity. It's probably going to keep dropping as the market reopens. There goes Kip and Casey. Hey, Kip. I don't know if you guys can see Kip's camera. Kip's right there with his brother, Casey. Casey just signed up to KT. He's been killing it. He's been practicing for the past couple of days and just been on fire. So nice work, Kip, on getting your brother up to speed. Other than that, I think we're ready to kick off the trading day. So the market's going to open in about 2 minutes. Morning, Steven. Morning, Randy. Morning, Lisa. Morning, everybody. Happy Friday, everybody. If you guys are just joining the room, market's going to open shortly in about 50 seconds. And still dropping just like we anticipated. CNBC said it was going to bounce. I think it's going to keep dropping, but I don't think it's going to be a smooth drop. I think price is going to continue bouncing around. One thing to keep in mind is that Powell is speaking right now, so you want to be careful. I don't know if I'll be taking the breakout today due to the probably extremely high volatility on open. So the market is going to open in about 30 seconds, guys. We're typically looking for a sell today, but you got to be careful when you see these huge candles, because if you see a huge candle, price is probably going to bounce. I'm going to mark up the news price from today. It's just Powell, I think, this morning. So the news price from today was just Powell at 545. And I think that is about it. 545 and 615. 545, 615, and 7. So the market is now open. even if we do get a sell here, guys, we're going to be right at the session. So I don't think it's going to be a good time to really enter. You guys can see here when Powell started speaking, price already started dumping. I actually took a trader on this time too. And I'll show you guys that. It's in the chat, but if you guys want to see it again, I'll show you. 545, which is right there. 615, which was there. And this is the opening candle right here. So for the breakout, we're typically looking for a strong red candle. This is fine if price pushes up like this. I actually wanted to push up like this because in this case, we'll have a price, swinging back down to open. So that's going to be opening price right there, 630. And then we have news coming up again later today at 7 o'clock. So I'll just mark it up right there, 7 o'clock. All right, so this is fine. This is what we kind of anticipated. Typically, when the market is indicating an obvious sell, we're going to get a manipulated push to the upside, and then it's likely to come crashing right back down, which is fine with me because we need some space here anyways to trade. Can't trade for buys here. You can't trade for sells here if it's already overextended for a sell. So if this closes right here with a buy signal, it's a strong buy candle, or a strong green candle, this would technically be the breakout for a buy, but it's not one that I'd recommend taking because the retail sentiment is a sell like we discussed earlier. So I'm looking for sells today. That's pretty much all I'm personally looking for. I mean, if you guys want to look for buys, feel free, take it at your own risk. But I think overall the buys today is going to be a sell. And you can see price is starting to swing its way back down right here. So strong rejection off the news price right here. It rejected directly off that pink line. One thing you want to keep in mind is that price is right at the sessions again right here, though. So you want to be very careful about, taking anything or even thinking about taking anything at this specific moment. So let's see, Marco is asking, wasn't the previous candle the breakout? Opening candle, which hit TP? No. So you're looking for an entry after 6:30 a.m. 6:30 a.m. was this green candle right here. And this wouldn't be the breakout because you need to trade in the direction of momentum. There's no buy signal there, so there's no momentum to the upside. So there is no breakout here, Marco. Not sure if you can look at the steps here, you can probably see which one you missed. I'm assuming you probably missed this step. Right there. So yeah, there's no breakout there because there was no momentum for a buy. We have a momentum for buy here now. So if we do get a strong green candle, then that would technically be the breakout. However, due to the fact that retail sentiment here is a sell, I'm not really looking to take any buys here. The fundamentals right now are currently right down the middle, so it's pretty flat. There's no real bias overall. We do have a sell bias, but it's not a very strong one just yet. It's just retail sentiment. The fundamentals here aren't aligning with anything. So price can really go either way, but I'm not looking to take a risk here. So if this does close with a strong green candle, this would technically be the breakout, not one that I'm going to take. If you guys want to take it, take it at your own risk and understand the risks that come with it. But I'm not looking to take any buys today. I'm typically looking for sells. The only reason I see this pushing up is because Powell is speaking right now. So just keep in mind, Powell is speaking. So that's why you might see this push to the upside, a temporary push. Right here is liquidity getting hit. So it might push up a little higher. There we go, the push to the upside right there. But again, I'm not looking for any buys. So if you were to take this liquidity push right here, this would have been a full TP. Right there. Because you guys can see the liquidity right here getting hit. So, I mean, you guys could have taken it if you wanted to. I'm not looking to take anything risky, though. It is Friday, plus Powell is speaking. So I'm not really looking to mess with the market right now. Nice. D caught it for 532 profit. Nice, D. So it looks like you're close to your profit goal, if not already hit it by now. Yeah, don't take it, Steven. Steven said he didn't take it. It's fine, Steven. Don't take that trade. That trade was too risky. I didn't take it myself. If I was to take it, then yeah, you can probably hop in with me because I do trust it, but I didn't trust this one because everything's pointing towards a sell. I'm anticipating price to be just pushed up slightly, and then I expect it to come crashing right back down to opening price right here. So it's just, it's just a matter of probability here. Probability is pointing towards it. Like this is just a manipulated push to the upside. So I wouldn't take anything here. I would wait for it to swing right back down. See, Peter said most stocks are green. Let's take a look real quick. Looking over here at the stock index. So most stocks are green, but they're not very strong. So you can see right here, there's just a couple. So you can see probably more than half of the stocks are green here, but they're only up like 1 or 2 points or like less than a point. So these stocks right here aren't even up a point. These here are up like barely a point. The biggest one is Microsoft, which is up 3 points, but these can easily shift. They can go from like green to red, within a matter of moments since they're not very strong. So that's why I wouldn't typically want to take it. I know the heat map is green right now, but it's not very strong. Refresh again one more time. Yeah, the heat map is actually not all green right here. It's pretty mixed. So that's why I would probably wait on it a bit. This would technically be a V3 right here. Looks like possibly. Or not. It hasn't closed yet. Yeah, V3 right there, possibly. Let me see if I get in for a late entry, maybe. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna wait for it to come back down. So wait for it to come back down, maybe for a late entry, maybe a partial move here. Because the thing is, I don't know if it's done pushing up yet, so I'm kind of like hesitant on taking any trades here. But I'll probably wait a little bit, maybe take it for a partial move, maybe not the full move because it's a kind of a big push right here. The only problem with this is that, as I mentioned, I do expect price to continue pushing slightly, or maybe it might come back down at this point. Who knows? It just really depends on like where the market decides to go. But I'm kind of just waiting for it to really show its hand. If it pushes below, then maybe I'll take it for a partial push down. But I don't know if I'll hold it for the the full duration of the trade, just due to the fact that I'm still waiting for it to come back down. But I do expect it to come back down eventually. It's just Powell is speaking right now. So this is why you guys want to be very careful. Let me see if I could pull up Powell's. So I'm not really like tempted to take anything too crazy right now because Powell, he can really push price anywhere, to be honest. Yeah, so Powell is speaking right now. You can see him speaking currently. Typically, Powell pushes a price up, but since the economy is, I guess technically in a recession, or we're going into a recession, it can really go either way. It just depends on like what he decides to say here. And you can see price here isn't really moving directional at all. So there goes Powell speaking right there. Looks like price is pretty much just ranging at the moment. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see what he has to say here. Because I don't even know what he's saying right now. And the subtitles are off, so I can't really tell what he's saying. But it says Federal Reserve Chair Powell gives news briefing following interest rate announcement, which happened yesterday. Powell's he's trying to say good things to help the economy, but it's going to be kind of hard for him to really push stuff up because we are going to a recession. So it's not going to be typical Powell where he'll say something and price will just continue, pushing up or whatnot. So that's why I didn't take this trade right here, guys, for the V3. We probably want to just sit out of the market until he's done speaking. I don't know when he's going to be done speaking. He's probably going to speak for like another hour or so. So this whole time period right now is not a good time to trade. It's just a lot of uncertainty. as to where, market will go. Because this is obviously being manipulated right here. Yeah, just like what Denzel said, clear market manipulation. But eventually, I'm expecting it to have a pretty big dump to the downside. That's where I see the correction, because there's no reason for price really going up unless there's some specific reason. But it's just Powell kind of giving his say as to what they plan on doing to reduce inflation. So interest rates go up, inflation hopefully goes down, but it's just going to be a matter of time here. So for as long as he's speaking, I'm probably going to sit out of the market for a bit. You can see this push to the upside. I wouldn't take any buys here, guys, because eventually I'm already assuming like once the buys are done, price is going to come crashing all the way back down. So I'd be careful. Oh, this is from the 15th. Let me check real quick. This is the live. Well, it doesn't matter if it was from the 15th or for today. It wouldn't matter because he's still speaking right now. Wait, where's the live of him? I know he's speaking right now though. They're just not they're not streaming it. So he is speaking, but I just don't know where it's at unless someone has a link somewhere. He started speaking like an hour ago, and I believe he is still speaking right now. Yeah, I can't find it anywhere, but even if he was done, like it would show here like the stream of it. But I'm pretty sure he's still speaking. I don't know. Who knows? Either way, I'm just waiting for it to come back down. Let's see if it hits this area of liquidity over here. Because typically he speaks for at least an hour. He started speaking like a little after 5:45. So it's only 6:42 right now. So I think either he's speaking or it's passed on to someone else in the Fed that is covering it. I mean, who knows? Whatever. I'm not going to take anything until I'm like 100% sure he's done speaking. Let me check the CNBC real quick. Refresh this. Let's see. Not sure. Okay, so there's a another V3 that basically came down right there. Looks like. Let's see if it starts to drop from here. Let's see. It's right at news price though, so it's a little iffy. I think this is when Powell started speaking. Yeah, 5:45. So this is when he started speaking earlier. Price is kind of just bouncing around news price right there. We'll see if it tumbles down from this point. But my target area is going to be opening price. So when it starts to like really make its tumble, that's kind of like the area that we're looking for where it's going to drop down to. But as you can see here, it's pretty overextended. So price did push up quite a bit, kind of tapered off right there, and it's starting to make its way down. However, it's having difficulty getting past the news price right here. See, establishing below right there. If it establishes below news price, I think it's going to continue dropping. It's just going to be a matter of time. But this candle still hasn't closed below. It still has about 30 seconds left. Maddie said strong supply zone up top. Can see a bounce near sessions and dump. Yeah, I can see that too, Maddie. I can probably see it push up here, knock out all of liquidity, and then swing its way back to the downside. It's just dancing around this area though where the news price is. So see how far it goes from here. I mean, who knows? There's still a lot of area here where price can push up, or I mean, this might be the area where it tumbles down. It's just going to be a matter of waiting for this to play out. Either way, we'll be watching it to see. The thing you guys want to be careful for though is if price goes into a range. That's where you definitely don't want to be, because you guys have seen this pattern play out like a lot over the past couple of weeks, where price will range between structure, right? It'll range between news price, opening price, a session, whatever it may be. Price will just keep bouncing around this area, and then it just becomes basically a dead zone where it just stops people out because the range is so wide and your stop loss is too tight. Yeah, the range right here is just a little too wide. It's 600 pips. So if your stop loss is 300 pips, it's easy for you to get pretty much knocked out whenever price swings around. Let me go over here. Some guys mentioned, let's see, Wesley said pending sell snipe, so I'll go and take a look at that. I mean, either or, I still got to figure out if Powell is done speaking. If anyone has any information on that, if he's done speaking, that'd probably be a big benefit to us. I don't know where I could find that info at right now specifically. Possible snipe here coming out, just like you guys were just mentioning. However, one thing that you want to be careful for is that like no buy signal comes up there or anything like that. Yeah, so there's a possible snipe right there coming up, looks like. It closes properly, but realistically, price is just ranging. There goes price drops back below news price. So it breaks past structure. So it broke past structure right there. Let's see. So it's still attempting to make its way back down. I mean, you guys can see right here, it's still trying to. Thanks, Patricia. All right, Patricia confirmed that Powell is done speaking. Madu said, I think it says Powell starts speaking. Yeah, he started speaking earlier today. I don't know if he's speaking again or if there's another press conference going on, but he started speaking about an hour ago, and then now I think he's done. He should be. So let's see how far this pushes down even more. All right. Nice. Yeah, B said he's in the back to open. Wish him luck. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it drops. I think, obviously, I think eventually it's going to drop. It's just a matter of confirmation, really. Yeah, it's nice about to close here as well in the next 30 seconds. So if this closes right here, I'd expect it to drop a little more slightly. And this thing's like really close though. It's the risky part about it. So there is a snipe running right here for the 10-minute. It's kind of moving kind of weird though, so I'm not looking. I'll wait for it to maybe come back down later because it looks like it's gonna have to retrace up a little bit. I don't know, the market in general today is just moving kind of weird. I mean, and it is Friday, so you guys got to take that into consideration too. It is Friday, so it is moving weird, but it's not really moving that weird. This is kind of normal movement for a Friday. It's weird movement for a Friday and for Fed week as well. It's not just a regular Friday, it's Fed week Friday. So I think price will just keep, this is what I was telling you guys to be careful for. So you guys can see where price is ranging. It's just ranging in between structure, which is news price right here. This is typical, like this was happening a lot in the past couple of weeks where price will just keep bouncing around wherever, you know, structure is before it actually chooses a direction, which just becomes like a huge risk because you really don't know where price is going at this point. Here's price pushing up higher, just like what Maddie was mentioning earlier. It's pushing up, probably going to go and test the his supply up here, which is, you know, right where the sessions is. And then it might make its way down. So you guys definitely don't want to be trading in ranging markets. These are like the most dangerous markets to trade in because you don't have a real grasp as to where price is going. Also, there's no, so earlier when we were talking about the V3, that V3 wasn't an actual entry because there was no bias here, right? You need an overall bias. You need this to be red as well. So as we were discussing the V3s that we saw, I wouldn't have taken that V3 because the fundamentals here were not red. The retail sentiment was indicating a sell, but the fundamentals here were not red yet. So it didn't really give me a, you know, a reason to take any sells from that point. So until this starts to drop to the downside and this turns red, like below 100 points, I'm probably not going to take anything today because it's just not worth the risk, especially, you know, with this type of market. It's Friday. Powell spoke today. There is news coming up again at 7, I believe. Let me check. 7 o'clock, CB leading index. There's just a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that will and is affecting the market. So guys, back to the basics. Whenever you guys look for entries, you got to make sure that you actually confirm everything. You know, even myself, I didn't really think about it until now. But the first step here is to confirm the overall bias. There's no overall bias. So there's no variations to take to begin with. Same with the snipe over here. Like I was telling you guys that there was no overall bias. For the snipe here as well, you need to confirm the overall bias, right? So even though there was a snipe that technically came up right there, you need to confirm the overall bias before you can take that snipe. So there's no overall bias for a sell. So you would have just skipped this trade right here. So I know a lot of people are excited and impatient and waiting for something to come up, but they're like none of the requirements are met for any of these strategies here. So there's no, there's actually no snipe there, and there was no V3 on the 1 minute. So just take it easy, guys, until you have the confirmation, because that confirmation is still not there. It's going to be the main thing to look out for. Steven's asking, do you think we will get a liquidity push to the downside? I mean, we get a liquidity push to the upside, Steven. It doesn't, the liquidity push doesn't matter for like what direction. It's really just where the liquidity is sitting. So if liquidity is sitting on the top side, you can get a liquidity push to the upside. Vice versa, if you have liquidity sitting on the bottom side, you could get a liquidity push to the downside. But there's no liquidity down here, if you can see, Steven. If you still don't understand like how liquidity is identified, because you can see there's only 2 lines here, Steven, and they're so spread apart that there's no actual area for liquidity push, right? So eventually, yeah, I could see it coming down, but there's no liquidity here to be knocked out. So if you're not familiar with like how to identify that, it's probably best if you go back and review it, because It's a simple concept. You're basically looking for lines that are near each other like this right here. So you can see the liquidity here is actually getting hit for a buy. Right there. I mean, the first level liquidity was like right here. There's like multiple times you could have possibly entered. There's one right there that already hit full TP. There was another one right here that already hit full TP. So 2 areas of liquidity right there already got hit for a buy. And there just isn't any bias. So like if you had a bias for a sell, you obviously look for just sells. And if you had a bias for buy, you just look for buys. But right now there's no bias. When there's no bias, you can technically take liquidity pushes in both directions. So right here, this is indicating a strong buy. Heat map is currently, it's pretty much green for the most part. However, the retail sentiment here is still for a sell. So overall, I'm still looking for a sell, like long term. But currently right now, the liquidity is getting hit. So nice. Yeah, so Steven actually tipped the liquidity push for a buy here. Yeah. So yeah, you did do it properly, Steven. It's just a bit riskier. You know, typically you want to trade with a bias, but I mean, if you made profit off that, great. There's another area of liquidity right here that's starting to build up. But there's going to be a session right here. This is going to be the Asia high. So, I mean, if you do decide to take another liquidity push, you want to be very careful because it's probably going to push up to that area right there. But price may come back down. I mean, our overall bias is still a sell. It's just right now there's no, I mean, not overall bias. Our long-term bias is a sell. It's just there just isn't any direction yet. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go on the clean chart and I'm going to mark up the liquidity there. It's going to be easier to see on here because you don't have all those markups. So I'm just going to go over here real quick and mark this up. There's just a lot of markups on the higher time on the markup chart. So it's kind of harder to see the direction of price and like how price has moved since open. But yeah, guys, it's a game of patience right now. It's like fishing, right? You're just waiting for that big catch, which looks like it's coming. It's starting to drop back down right here. But other than that, let's see where I'm at currently. So we got that marked up right there. A few things for me to mark up are going to be the news price. We had news at 5:45, which is right here. We had news at 6:15. It's right there. I think we had news again at 7, or it's not here yet, but it's going to happen right now at 7. So I'll mark up 6:30. 7. 8. And then mark the opening price right here as well. All right, so you guys can see it here a lot better. The direction of price. Price did push up. From here, market opened right down here. It had a big manipulated push to the upside. It looks like it might have established a top here somewhere. And my direction, my target price can be right back down here. Back to open. And you can see price is starting to tumble its way back down. Because this is where price is supposed to be. This is all manipulated push. I see price coming back down. It's just a matter of time. It looks like price is starting to make its way down there, but it hasn't yet confirmed. Once price makes it down like to the halfway mark, somewhere around here, I do think it's going to tumble all the way back down to opening price. That's probably where it's going to be going. The reason for that is because, as I mentioned, the retail sentiment is always going to give you the long-term direction. So if this is, it's not loading, but from my knowledge, it's 70% long. So basically, this is indicating that even though this manipulated push to the upside is happening, it's going to eventually drop back down because they're just pretty much luring in buyers. More buyers come in, then when there's enough, they're just going to dump it back down to where it's supposed to go, which is down here. And then once price starts going down here, this is going to be the actual direction, right? Because this is just going to correct back down where it's supposed to be. So other than that, I think that's it for right now. I don't see anything else for us to really look at the moment. And there we go. As price makes its way down, let's leave my markups there so that you guys can follow along. And there we go. As price starts to tumble its way all the way back down. There's news price right there. Mark that up again. News price right there. Mark it up over here as well. I already marked it up actually. Oh, what's the other one at? 545. Actually, that's weird. 545. So I'm looking over here. It looks like news price was exactly where Powell spoke, which is weird. Powell spoke here sorry, actually, I'm off by one candle. Okay, so it's like right next to it. All right, so this news candle and Powell's earlier were like right next to each other. Let's color this blue. I could leave it red actually. I'm just going to take this off to clean it up a little bit here on our clean chart. So as you guys can see right here, price is starting to make its way back down. This is kind of where we anticipated to go. It's there's no liquidity getting built up around here, but you know, my target price is going to be down here. Back to open. $7:02 right now. We still have about like 50 minutes until 8, so we still have a lot of time in the market. This is going to be the next area of structure. Price comes down to this news price. When price gets down to this point, price will do one of two things. It'll either bounce off it or it'll continue dropping lower. So we'll see where it goes from there. And that would have been a nice drop. I was really anticipating to take this sell right here too, like possible V3 if we had the bias, but there was no bias. If we took that, or if I took that sell right there, that's a huge drop. 1,600 pips, you know, that'd been 16K profit. Refresh this, close these right here. All right, so it's still 68% long. Fundamentals are now starting to drop. It's now back to 68 points. So it was up like almost 300 points. Now it's back down. Looking over here at the heat map, this has changed as well. Heat map is now partially red. So we'll see where it goes. But as you know, whenever you guys try to take this drop back down to open, it's never going to be like a smooth push right back down. I mean, it'll happen sometimes once in a while, but for the most part, it's not going to be smooth push down. What I'm personally going to be looking for are possible liquidity that's building up right here, because this is what could happen next. Price can establish that low there. It can push up slightly. Come back for the retracement. Create another low right there. Push back up, and then on that next attempt, it'll hit liquidity, and from there, you can ride that down slightly to maybe news price. right? So, I mean, these are just patterns that are starting to establish. It hasn't done that yet, but this is ideally what I'd be looking for. So I wanted to push up a little bit, retrace, come back, establish a new low, push back up, and then come back and drop further. In a lot of instances like this, it might not actually push back far enough. It might actually come down and test the news price sooner than later, but it's just gonna be a matter of time here. John's asking, Sean, we need an official strategy for taking these drops. I mean, the strategy is not that difficult to begin with. I mean, I go over it during every mentoring session. So if whoever has been like actually going to the mentoring sessions, you guys know exactly what strategy this is. I mean, you're literally drawing lines from these high lows and you're just taking the liquidity pushes as price goes. Eventually I'll make a video, but I never really planned on releasing the strategy to you guys because the strategy is a bit of a risky one. It's, a lot of people will get greedy and blow accounts doing this. So nice. Yeah. Steven said using small lots, I'm taking micro scalps using your analysis. Nice work, Steven. Hopefully you locked in some good profit so far. Let's see this real quick. Yeah, nice. Steven said I actually did make some profits. Nice work, Steven. Al over here posted his profits. He locked in a total of 2,030. Nice work, Al. We got, let's see, Duggan over here. Duggan said 6 trades today using VIX, US30 and gold, all wins. Have a great weekend, K2. It's beer time in OZ in New Zealand. Plus work 74 hours this week. Results don't come easy in this game. Keep grinding. Definitely, Duggan. So we'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Patricia over here, she just posted her profits as well, locked in a total profit of 1,336. Nice work, Patricia. David over here, he said slowly but surely. David here is trading a very small account. He locked in $27 for the day, so nice work. David, any profit's good profit. Doesn't matter if you're on a big account or a small account. And Narith over here as well. He took some nice trades here, locked in a total profit of 16,829. Nice work, Narith. So a lot of you guys here are taking trades just based off my analysis, which is great. If you guys can follow along and just take trades, because we already anticipated this to come down. A lot of you guys are taking advantage of my analysis. And I can see you guys lock in some pretty good profit here. Sam over here as well. Sam locked in a total of well over 1,000. So nice work, Sam. Off that right there, off 2 trades. Oh, nice. Yeah. Sam said he took 3-minute pivot scalp. Still, shout out to Josh. Still works very well. So nice work there. I don't know what that is. Every time I see people who join in with like weird names like that, I always think it's a scammer, but whatever. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Cameron over here as well, locked in some good profits. Cameron locked in a total profit of 5,199 for the day. So nice work right here. Cameron as well. You and your dad locked in some pretty good profits. Steven over here too, she's taking trades just based off the analysis, locked in a nice profit of 200, 400, 500, about 600 right here in profit. So nice work, Steven. Off that there. And then his other account here, he took 1 win, 1 small loss, and then another bigger win here. So you made it right back. Little profit, well over $100 there. So nice work, Steven. About 700 here, about $100 here. So you're up about 800 across your accounts. Here's price dropping a bit lower. You can see it's coming down to test that area that I was just mentioning before, the news price. When price reaches this point, one of 2 things are going to happen. So just be careful if you guys are trading around here. I'd recommend closing out your positions, re-entering after. Price will either bounce off it or it's going to come below and drop further. However, when price drops down to this point, it's going to reach a sessions and it's going to do the same thing. It'll either bounce off it or it'll continue dropping to opening price right here. That's the key point to look out for. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else. If you guys have any more profits that post up, feel free to send them in, and then I will add them to the list here. Kenny over here as well just sent in his profits. All wins here for sells in the direction of the retail sentiment, locked in a total profit of 2,270 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. You guys are doing well. So great work, guys. Here's the liquidity that was built up right here, or getting established. Still waiting for this to possibly swing up and create a new area of liquidity. I think that's probably the main thing here for me to look out for. It's just waiting for this to swing up slightly, create liquidity, and then drop back down further. Nice. Yeah, Eduardo said made 700 for the day. Still working on discipline. Keep it up, guys. Have a good weekend. Thank you always, Sean. Definitely. Eduardo, glad to see that you're profiting, or you made profit today. You've been doing pretty good this week. Your discipline's been on point. I've seen you like locking some pretty good profits overall throughout the week, which is it's a huge leap in progress for you. So a lot of people here in K2, or a lot of people who join K2, I know you guys join from different groups and you guys have bad habits from other groups, a lot of FOMOing into trades, a lot of over leveraging, a lot of over trading, revenge trading, etc. But once you guys start to join K2 and you sit in on these live sessions, I try to instill a lot of discipline and patience in you guys waiting for these trades here. So nice work, Eduardo. It looks like you had a pretty good week so far. So not a bad idea to call it a week and come back to, next week to rinse and repeat what you did this week. So that's the real key, guys. The real key is just to do well one week and then consistently do that week after week. At the end of the month, your profit should be looking pretty nice, as long as you guys focus on the wins and don't focus on the profits, because the profits will get you greedy, obviously. Jonathan said still sitting on his hands. Kill is asking, was it a V1 at minute 55? I don't think there's there's no variations that would be available at Kill, because there's no bias. So if I pull up the requirements here for the V1, again, as I mentioned before, you need to confirm the overall bias. It's going to be the first step. That's how I already know there's no entry, but I'll come back and take a look at that to identify. So you said at minute 55. So at minute 55 right here, no, there is not a V1 there. So if there was an overall bias, just saying that there was an overall bias, there wasn't, but if there was, this would not be a V1, because you need either a double wick or double body. This double wick does not touch the same level, so that doesn't fit, and the double body here does not touch the same level as well. So neither of those requirements are met. So for the V1 right here, no requirement 1 met, so you can't go to the next steps, and then also there's no requirement 3 met either, because it needs to be a double wick or a double body, which neither of those are present there. Other than that, let's see. Shannon said facts, discipline. I'll send my profits from yesterday and today. Nice work, Shannon. Definitely glad to see that. Your discipline's starting to line up as well. So, I mean, this would possibly be V3, but I don't think there's a bias yet. So I don't think there would be, yeah, so there's not. Looking over here, the fundamentals are still not red and they're not down over 100 points. So there is still no bias here for a sell. So this right here would not be a valid V3 entry. It's probably going to hit TP, but it doesn't fit the requirements because the first requirement hasn't been met. Retail sentiment is a sell, but the fundamentals are not a sell yet. They're still in the green slightly. They're up 61 points. Typically, you want this to be at least 100 points. So going over here to overall bias, you need retail sentiment to be 60 to 65% or more in a direction. Right now, it's currently down 70%. So that fits the requirement. The second requirement here is to identify what are the fundamental biases. It needs to be above or below 100 points consistently. It's not below there. So with that said, there's no bias here for fundamentals, and with that analysis there, there's no entries that are necessarily available. Shannon said, I love the way you patiently dissect the market. Nobody but institutions do this daily. Yeah, I know. And I do this every day because this is like, I've been doing this for so long that it doesn't really seem like work, right? It's kind of just me hanging out with you guys, giving my analysis out. And my analysis does play out almost every time. There we go with that push to the downside. I wish I would have taken it, but as I mentioned, I'm not taking any trades that are not official. Because the thing is, you guys can get lucky here and there. You guys know that, anyone can get lucky trading, but realistically, it's like, how lucky can you get until you start to take losses, or you start to have a big loss and it starts to mess with your trade psychology. But the direction is playing out perfectly. Like we mentioned earlier, as I mentioned, I said that price was going to drop below and it was going to reach our target price, which is down here, and price is halfway down there already. So this was a manipulated push to the upside. It established the high up here, and then now it's coming back for correction. It's just correcting right back to opening price because price was supposed to be down today anyways. Either way. Yeah, Charles said I would have taken that drop if it wasn't Friday. Same here. If it wasn't Friday and if Powell didn't speak today, I would have taken the drop here. It's just kind of hard to gauge where the top is being established because there were still areas of liquidity around here. So yeah, exactly. Jonathan said I would take the liquidity push like Steven, but I'd like there to be a bias even when there's a quick move. Yeah, and I agree too. Thanks, Peter. Peter said that the fundamentals are now red. So the fundamentals are now down 46 points. We need this to be negative 100 points in order for it to be a strong bias. But currently right now we do have a sell bias. It's not a strong bias, but it is a sell bias because the retail sentiment is indicating a sell, plus the fundamentals here are indicating a sell as well, plus prices below the pivots, trend meters red. Everything is indicating a sell. So just, keep that in mind. Yeah, exactly. I know Shannon said that as well. She said, yes, Peter, plus catching mad pips. This is unheard of. Like realistically, guys, it's just being patient and waiting for a direction. If you guys can wait for a direction, you guys can close your eyes and take sells and it'll all hit TP, right? That's kind of what happens with Kevin, right? So you guys have seen Kevin's profits. He makes some pretty crazy profits. But that's because he knows the direction of price. Like you could literally not even know any entry, but if you have a bias and price is going one direction or the other, you can literally just click sell and it'll probably go to your profit at some point. The bias is key, guys. That's why I always look for bias. That's why all the requirements here, the first step is to confirm bias, because you can take a wrong trade. Like you can take a trade at a wrong entry point, but if your stop loss is wide enough, and that's why we have a wider stop loss, price is going to come back down and hit your TP at some point. That's why I have such a high win rate, because I'm literally waiting for those perfect entries. They don't happen like every day, but majority of the time it does happen. It's just a matter of being patient, because eventually price is going to push that way. Like, yeah, you can wait, like for example, right here, you can wait for this to happen. Like for me, I'm waiting for this to just stop bouncing around. I'm waiting for it to actually have a direction. Once it does, I'll take sells and just automatically win. Typically, you'll be in that trade for like maybe a few seconds, maybe a minute or so, but eventually it's going to go straight to your TP. So just, keep that in mind. And I'm sure a lot of this stuff is starting to make sense to you guys. If you guys are new here, you're probably annoyed that we're waiting so much and we're patient. But if you guys have been sitting around for a while and you guys been attending the live sessions, you guys know that this actually, it really does work. If you guys just wait for these perfect entries. And it's not even a perfect entry, it's more so like perfect direction. So going back to the fundamentals over here, it's still not down 100 points, but it is red. So bias is bearish, but it's not a strong bias. Other than that, it is 7:20 right now, actually. Let me check the news real quick. Nice. Natasha said she took the drop for a small profit, which is good. Profit is profit, guys. If you guys can catch profit here and there, um, it's all good. And the thing that I always feel like I need to remind people is that risk management is not just lot size, right? I've been telling you guys this for the past couple of days. Risk management is really identifying, safe trades, which we're getting there. We're just not there. I'm hoping we'll get a bias before. Yeah, here we go. So this is, man, I one of these days I'm going to take this full move. I'm going to take this full move back to the open price correction. Because we see this pattern play out every time. Whenever you see a manipulated push like this, eventually it's going to drop down and hit this point, and there we go. It's getting right next to it. So once price drops below here, like once price actually makes its way below, retests and continues dropping, then this is going to confirm the direction. But this pattern happens like almost every single day. This is why a lot of times I just, a lot of times I prefer to just wait for manipulation. Like I actually like when manipulation happens like this. Like when this happens right here, I like when this happens because I already know it's going to come right back down. Yeah, exactly. Sharon said, use a separate account. I might create like another personal account where I don't have to use like basically like a yellow account, just like what I've discussed with you guys. And there you go. Perfect move right back to opening price. I might create an account where I don't need to use like a hard stop loss. I need to use a hard stop loss for FTMO and these funding companies because I don't want to hit my daily drawdown. But if I have a personal account, I can kind of just hold on to these trades and, obviously let them run. So that might be the case for the move. I might have to buy another screen though, or find a way to have MT4 on like multiple screens because I'm not going to add that one to my copier. It's basically just going to be a sell and then a hold. B, I'm not sure if you're still in the position. I know you were taking the back to open earlier. Hopefully your stop loss was wide enough because if it was, you're probably reaping the benefit right here. It's a huge, huge drop. It played out perfectly. So price from this point right here, from its high till opening price. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm just thinking about how much profit I would have made if I would have taken this on my FTMO. This right here is 3,270 pips. So if I took this trade here and I held on to it back to the open price, to correction, basically, this would have been a $32,700 profit. That's freaking insane. Yeah, one of these days I'm going to catch one of these big moves. I just need to have wide enough stop loss. So I think that's something to keep in mind in the future, guys. We'll keep an eye out for manipulation. If we do see manipulation like that, we're going to catch the correction back to the downside or to the upside, wherever it's going. Damn, that's crazy. So, damn, yeah. So I'm just thinking right here, like if I take a sell position right here, like if I saw a variation or something, or like even like an invalid variation because there was no bias, if I would have taken this like and had a stop loss wide enough to just withstand the drawdown, yeah, it's crazy right there. Freaking nuts. Yeah, could have rolled this all the way down. So I'm just getting ideas. I think the next time we see something like that, I'm going to take it and then just I'll even take it on my FTMO. I think one time I'll take it on my FTMO. I'll just let my FTMO, I'll put my stop loss where it's like, it doesn't pass my daily drawdown, but close to it. Like I'll just take a one trade, like just a one trade for the whole day. And then I'll let this thing run. I'm going to do that one time. So I'm going to try that next time. So next time when we see manipulation like this, I'm going to, because technically when I do take a trade on my FTMO, if I'm taking a 10 lot, I can have a 1,000 pip stop loss. That's like the max because it's gonna hit my daily drawdown. But if I could have it where it's like maybe 800 pips, like yeah, it'll go into drawdown a little bit, but eventually I'll just ride this all the way down to opening. That's crazy. Damn. That would have been a $25,900 profit. That's huge. All right, so in the future, we'll keep that in mind. There's another tool to our K2 arsenal. I mean, we're always like, the thing that I have to remind you guys too is that we're always learning. Like there's never a time where you're going to master trading. Every day market's going to give you different conditions. It's going to give you different things to figure out. And the more tools at your disposal are going to be, the more beneficial it is for you guys to catch these bigger moves, or not even just bigger moves, moves in general. Nice, nice. Yeah, Ruin said I nailed some of it based off your analysis. Nice work, Ruin. Yeah. Glad to see a lot of you guys here profiting from that. Alexander said, what broker would you use for personal cash account? So I was using Hugo's Way in the past. Well, not in the past, but like kind of recently I had an issue with withdrawals. So I might switch over to one of my buddies who trades for, or he was an ex hedge fund trader. He now just trades on his own. He uses Hancock, I think, or something like let me see what he said. So I'm going to check that one out, actually. Let me check my messages. I was talking to him yesterday. Hanco. So he uses Hanco. I'm going to try that one out. He's making like some crazy profits too. So I might try them out, see how that works. I haven't used them before though, so I can't really recommend them, but that's probably going to be the next one I try. I was using Hugo's Way, but I don't know if it was just a one-time issue, but there was an issue with the withdrawal. So I'm going to try a different personal broker. I'll put that here actually. All right. So let me see what else here. See if there's anything else that I'm missing. D said 810 prop for the day. I'm going to end the week with that. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thanks, Sean. Definitely, D. So we'll see you on Monday. Scrolling down a little bit. Damn. Yeah, B said, believe it or not, I was stopped out near my daily max, near my max daily loss by 3 pips. Now I feel like I'm getting the rope. I know, right? B, horrible, 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 horrible timing on that. B said, if I use slightly lower lots, I could have caught the entire move. Yeah, so that's the key, guys. That's managing the risk right there, right? If you want to have a bigger stop loss, just lower your lot size. There's no problem with lowering your lot size. Like you can lower it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots. Like I use a 10 lot, I can lower it to a 5 lot. And if I do that, I could technically have a stop loss that's like way out here. So that's a quick hack right there. Just lower your stop loss, half your lot size in half, and then catch the full move. I think that's probably what I'm going to be doing actually. So Marco just sent me his profits real quick. He had a couple losses. He took that move to the downside right here. He caught it right. Basically the thing I marked up right here. He caught this push back down to opening price and he locked in a total of 1,275. He was in the hole a little bit, but he locked it right back in. So nice work right there, Marco. Great work on that recovery. Yeah. Killing it, guys. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here. Doing so well. Nice work, Casey. Casey over here caught the move back down as well. Hopefully him and Kip took it. Unless Kip is just back there dancing in the background. So Kip and Casey are brothers, just FYI, if you guys are not familiar. They're both laymen. So he locked in a total of 4,519. Nice work, Casey. And you have a great week so far. First week here. We have Scotty over here locked in a total of 659. Looks like a lot of you guys here just took my analysis and you rode that move to the downside. And then his other account here locked in 2,090. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that move. I wish I did, but maybe I will, maybe I'll just take some more risk It's just hard for me to do here on the live because I don't want you guys to take that risk, but maybe I'll just quietly take some trades in the background because analysis played out perfectly. Other than that, Patrick over here locked in 10,000 for the day, 10,925, all wins, no losses. Great work, Patrick. Scotty again over here on his other account, 2,527. Nice work, Scotty. Tasha over here as well. She locked in a total profit of 148. It'll soon be 1,400 soon, Tasha, just a matter of time. But yeah, she locked in 148 right there. So great profit there. Nelly over here as well. He was trading gold this morning, locked in a total profit of 3,796. So nice work right there too, Nelly. So as you guys can see, you guys can trade any other asset. You don't have to trade US30. There's other assets to trade. And yeah, Kip again right here, 4,592. And then his other account, 1,114. Great work, Kip. I mean, sorry, Casey. I just called you Kip. Scrolling down over here, Maddie as well, locked in a total of 502. Nice work, Maddie. And then his other account over here locked in 1,345. So the more comfortable you guys get with trading here at K2, the better you guys will be taking your own trades, right? Because a lot of you guys can just take trades basically off my analysis. That's mostly what people do. David over here said, thanks for your analysis and discipline. Have a great weekend. Definitely, David. I will see you on Monday. Other than that, let me see if there's any other here to look at. There's not really much to take here at the moment, guys, because price is right at the sessions. So I'd be careful taking any entries at this point. Sessions are a lot more riskier than news price and opening price. Also, price is a bit overextended, so price might be swinging, either direction from here. So just keep that in mind. Looks like I got some more profits to post from here from Emilzon. So Emilzon just posted his profits as well. He locked in a total profit of, and this trade is still running actually. He's in profit 347. So nice work right there, Emilzon. Second account over here at 347 as well. And his third account over here currently up 1,420. Great work, Emilzon. Yeah, and Emilzon did exactly what I just mentioned. He said stop loss at break even, large stop loss. So I went for a smaller lot, still running. Definitely. Smart move. Yeah, crazy. Glad to see a lot of you guys here killing it. So this goes against the argument that only the same people profit every day. There's a lot of people profiting. I don't know if, I guess so many people can get lucky here at K2, but there's a lot of people who profited. So CCO or Kenny over here, total profit of 2,502. So it's not just the same people profiting every day. There's a lot of people here profiting, including myself and a lot of the newcomers here. And even people who are just on the YouTube. If you guys are just on the YouTube, props to you guys because you guys have a delayed stream. So some of you guys here, like Emilzon, he's on the YouTube. Emilzon's on the YouTube following my analysis here, and he's still in profit heavily. So if you guys are on the YouTube, bigger props to you guys because you guys are delayed. You guys have the bigger risk because if you listen to me provide analysis and you're like a few seconds later, a few minutes late, you can easily get caught in the loss. But there's people here on the YouTube, there's people here in the premium profiting, everybody's profiting. There should be no excuse for people not to, do at least moderately well here at K2, whether you're in the free group or whether you're in the paid group. Either way, you should have a lot of opportunity to profit. Alex is asking, have you tried Osprey? I haven't never tried Osprey. I've heard of Osprey and I've heard other people use it, but I personally have not used it myself. Alex, I think that's what Kevin uses. So I'll take a look at them as well. Shannon said that's who I'm going to fund. Hugos is doing crazy stuff on spreads near my take profit. Done with Hugos. Yeah, and that's probably a good idea too, Shannon. I've been with them for a while in the past, but I'm going to try something else. Jennifer said, thanks, Sean. Have a great weekend. See you next week. Definitely, Jennifer. We'll see you on Monday. Kip said, I like Hanko trade for my personal, but they require crypto and are unregulated. I just never had any issues with them. Good to know, Kip. So I'm probably going to try them out as well. Yeah, Natasha said, yeah, she's just confirming my statement earlier. Ruin said, got to run, Sean. Definitely, Ruin. Ruin said, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday, Ruin. Yeah, right, Manny. I guess we all do. Patricia said, "Oh yeah, he did mention that he uses LDFX. He asked me about Osprey, I think, but I've never used him, so I couldn't really give my recommendation." Casey said, "Thanks for the advice today. Waited for the drop and took a nice gain. Have a good day." Definitely, Casey. We'll see you back here on Monday. So, man, Kip and Casey now killing it, holding it down for Texas. And Kip currently there right now as well. Let's see. Mauricio said FP Markets is legit. I'll take a look at that as well. So thanks, guys, for the tips here. I'll just take a look and see. Yeah, whatever has like the lowest spread will probably have my bid, but I'll check it out. Let's see. Yeah, guys. So thanks for letting me know, Maria, and everybody else as well. I think the market is closed on Mondays. It's closed in observance of Juneteenth. So if the market is closed, we won't have a live session. I'll confirm with that on Monday. Yeah, actually it is. It's a bank holiday. So Monday, June 20th is a bank holiday. So I don't think we'll have a live session on Monday. I will let you guys know. We can probably still have our mentoring session that day. I will post a poll if you guys want it on Monday. I think it should work fine since you guys have the day off, but it's really up to you guys. So I will post a poll, or I'll just let you guys know if we have a mentoring session on Monday, but it looks like we're not going to be trading live on Monday because it is a bank holiday. Thanks, Maria, for confirming that. And I think there was someone else that mentioned it earlier. So thanks to you too, whoever mentioned it early on. I did see your chat message, but I kind of missed it. So sorry about that. Other than that, I think that's it for the profit so far. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Price is a bit overextended for a sell right here, so I don't think I'm going to be looking to take any more trades for the day. I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with my profits for the day and my profits for the week so far in general. So I'm not really looking to force any trades. So if you guys have any questions, just put your questions in the chat. I'll answer whatever questions you guys have. Looks like we have more profits here from Milzon. Let's see. Nice. So Milzon's trades here finally closed. He locked in a total of 551 off this account. He locked in 545 off this account. And then he locked in 2,504 off this account. Nice work, Milzon. Nice. So perfect, guys. Yeah, so you guys did pretty good. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here profiting. If you guys want to post your profits, I'll add them to the list here. But just looking at everyone's profit so far for the day, we have Milzon a profit. That's 1, Kenny 2. We got Maddie 3 people, Casey 4 people or 5 people right there, Nelly 6 people, 7, Tasha 7 people, Scotty 8 people, Patrick 9 people, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. All right, so we got like 21 people who posted profits for the day. Another one here, Miles. 22 people. So we got 22 people here who profited on K2 on the live session this morning. I mean, if I'm able to produce over 20 lucky traders every day profiting, I mean, I guess we have a lot of luck here, but I'm pretty sure this isn't luck and this is actually, analysis and thorough breakdown of the chart. So nice work right here. Miles locked in a total of 1,400. I said his how it was pounding, bruh. Man, glad to see that it paid out though. I know, man. It's a this is the trading is going to test your mental and your trade psychology every day, guys. It's just the more confident you are about the trade that you take, and the more that you understand where price is going, the less stressed out you'll be. Like, you guys have been watching me during this entire live session. I haven't been stressed out 1 second this entire live session because I already knew where price was going. Like, when price was pushing up right here, I knew price was going to drop. So that's what I was waiting for. A lot of you guys listened to my analysis and waited, and then when you did wait, you capitalized on this big drop right here. So, great work right there, guys. Patrick said IG sentiment, bias, and patience that Sean teaches on these charts will change your whole perspective on trading. Going to start calling Sean the king and queen maker. I'm gonna run for president, and you can be my campaign manager, right, Patrick? Yeah, it's all about controlling your emotions, guys. If you guys can control your emotions when trading, it's gonna make a huge difference. One way to control your emotions is by actually knowing where price is going, which not that difficult. You just got to confirm the bias. So I'm sure the fundamentals here are now very red. Yeah, they are. They're down 100 points. They're down 200 points, actually. It broke the new 52-week low. So at this point now, it's just, this would be a good time to just look for sells if you were to find any. There was actually a V1 right here, which would have been nice, but it was right at the session. So unfortunately, actually, no, you could have taken the trade because it would have hit really quickly. Yeah, no drawdown either. Would have been a good trade, but it's all good. Yeah, Maddie said facts. You do get tested every day, and that's not something I actually understood till he told me yesterday. Yeah, definitely, Maddie. I mean, every day you're going to get tested trading, guys. Your trade psychology is going to get tested. Doesn't matter how long you've been trading for. Like for me, I've been trading for 11 years now, or over 11 years, but I still get my trade psychology still tests me. I still get stressed out. I still get FOMO, etc. It just depends on how well you control it. So. John said, is Juneteenth a federal holiday? I believe so this year. I don't think it was a federal holiday last year because I don't remember us being off on that day. But I mean, it seems like it is now. Let's see. Miriam said, thanks for developing our trade discipline. It honestly saved me. Your analysis is also great and works. Yeah, definitely, Miriam. And I'm glad to see that you've been very profitable this entire month. I've seen your profits. You typically don't post profits too often, but I've seen you post profits lately, and you've been, really on point. The main key is you're really just not losing, and you're starting to get that down, which is a huge step for you because you've been part of K2 for a while. That's going to open up a lot of opportunity for you. Let me see. Other than that, I think that might be it, guys. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'm not really looking for any trades. You can see the same pattern here playing out. Price is now in a range. This is the same thing that happened earlier over here. As you can see, price will range between the low, high, and then in the middle, it's going to be structure, which is the sessions right here. This is where you don't want to trade because price can easily spike either way. Like, you're just gambling at this point if you trade like this. So don't trade like this. Wait for it to break out and confirm the direction. I mean, the direction's already been established. So my guess is that it's going to break below. So when price does come below and hit this area of liquidity, then I expect it to drop even further. That's my guess, right? Which is what's likely going to happen. So other than that, I think we might be wrapping it up soon, guys. So I'll hang around for a bit. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. If you guys have profits to post, feel free to post them in the chat and I'll add them to the list. JJ over here, he said, I'm back, bro. Let's go. 100K funded, locked in a profit of 13,247 for the day. Nice work, JJ. Those trucker profits. And just a reminder, guys, just because you guys see people profiting like this, don't ask them to pass your challenge for you. And JJ already knows not to accept any requests to pass challenges because you guys already know what happened last time with JJ. So if anyone ever asks you to pass a challenge for them, just say no, because it's just going to cause you a whole world of trouble if and when you don't pass the challenge for them. So yeah, you guys are, a lot of you guys were around for that whole debacle back then, with JJ going off with, you know, the other member who basically paid him to pass his challenge. Yeah, 17 to get it back in. Yeah, so it just FYI, guys, if you guys ever, if anyone ever asks you to pass a challenge for them, just say no, because it's they're gonna hold you to it, and you don't need that type of stress. Just focus on your own accounts, and just don't deal with it. It's just it was a funny time. If you guys were in that group, you guys would have saw JJ and the other guy arguing, and I was gonna stop them, but it was just too funny. It was like a Mari episode or Jerry Springer or something like that. Just people arguing in the chat. But we got it figured out. So just, you know, future reference, don't pass anyone's challenges, and don't ask anybody, because it's not going to play out well. Other than that, guys, let me see if there's anything else here that we're looking at. I hate when people do this, when people join a group and they're like, any new trade guys? Like, bro, you just joined the group. And the first thing you ask is, any new trade guys? I'm not going to ban the guy because he seems like he's just asking for signals or whatnot. But all right, guys, other than that, it's getting close to 8. So I think this is about it. If you guys don't have to trade, just sit out the rest of the weekend, guys. Just call it a week. Because there's no reason for you to really force any trades, especially on a day like this when there's just been too much movement in the market. At this point, one of two things will happen. Price will either correct back to opening price, or it's either going to continue dropping, and you're going to be gambling at that point. So if you guys made good profit this week, just like everyone else, I would just call it a week. You know, enjoy your weekend, go into your weekend happy, not stressed out or sad because you blew like all of your week profits on like a dumb trade that you decided to take at this last minute. So other than that, guys, Matt, yeah, just saw your message. Yeah, no, that guy too. Anyways, other than that, guys, I think that's it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, I think that'll be it. So I'll be back here on either Monday for the group mentoring session, or Tuesday for the live session. So other than that, guys, have a great weekend. Be safe. Have fun if you guys decide to do anything this weekend, or if you guys are traveling. I think I'm going to be local, so I'm not really traveling this weekend for once. But other than that, guys, I will catch you guys then. So have a great weekend, and I will